and welcome back to Azure Terraformer. In the age of cancel culture, having an unpopular opinion is the new smoking gun. Sure, it's your right, but good luck finding a place to do it in. As many of you may be aware, I'm pretty active in other social media channels other than YouTube. And very recently, I have inadvertently stoked the ire of some members of the Terraform community on Reddit. In my opinion, largely due to my dissenting viewpoint that the BSL really isn't that big of a deal to the average Terraform user. But with the belief that open and civil discourse, hopefully we can come together as a community and overcome this little hiccup in the road. Unfortunately, some let their emotions get a little out of hand. And in posting my most recent video, basically a focused analysis of one of the questions and answers in the FAQ of OpenTF, basically, if I'm a regular user, why should I care? I triggered somebody so hard that they wanted to ban me, outright ban me from the subreddit. Now, their stated reason for doing this was because I post too much. I share my content too much, which I publish videos 2 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'm trying to get my name out there. I'm trying to share my content. I feel like my content's relevant to certain communities, the Terraform community, the Azure community, sometimes the Azure DevOps community when I post on those specific topics. I would post to a Packer subreddit, but I don't think there's a Packer subreddit that has an active user base. So I try and post to communities that could benefit from my content. And I do post twice a week. Sometimes I do special videos when the audience has a question because I want to get it out there quickly. And if somebody asks me a question and I answer it, I post it. So there's that. Now, I am very new to this whole thing. You know, I started my YouTube channel this January. I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, you can go watch my old episodes. They're terrible. Definitely from the production quality, not from the actual content. But I digress. And I'm still getting better. But I really have no idea what I'm doing, and it probably shows. But one of the things, when I first started out was, how can I let people know what I'm doing? When you have 0 followers or 0 subscribers, you hear a lot of crickets. So I thought, there's a lot of people talking about Terraform and AWS. There's not a lot of people talking about Azure and Terraform. That's where I wanted to carve my niche. I wanted to help people that were using Azure learn Terraform, and people that may be already using Terraform learn Azure. And I wanted to focus on not the basics, not here's Terraform plan, here's Terraform apply. But I wanted to dig into real-world architectures, patterns, and team-based workflow so that real practitioners working on real teams can help uplift their entire team, not just go put something on the cloud. So that's really what this channel's been about. And to this person's point, I do post to the Terraform Reddit when I post videos. And that, up until this point, hasn't been a major problem. I have noticed that, very oddly, I do get a single downvote every time I post a video. I chalk that up as maybe there's one person out there that just doesn't like my stuff. But some Reddits do have community rules, and they set those in place, and they're published on the sidebar, and I make sure to check those. In the different subreddits that I post to, I checked on Terraform, I checked on DevOps, I checked on Azure, I checked on Azure DevOps. Actually, the only ones that explicitly ban or they don't ban self-promotion, which is posting your own stuff, is the DevOps subreddit. And the DevOps subreddit has a rule where there's a monthly self-promotion thread where you can post whatever in there. And I looked at their self-promotion thread, and it's basically a bunch of people trying to sell stuff. And I said, well, I'm not trying to sell stuff, so I'm not even going to post. If you want me to post in a self-promotion thread with a bunch of people that are trying to sell you stuff, I'm not going to post there because I'm not selling stuff. So I don't even feel like it's the right place. you know. And so, I understand how some people see it as self-promotion. And maybe it is. But so far, like, FYI, I make zero money off this channel. I have no sponsors. I'm not looking for sponsors. I'm a little pipsqueak. I'm not even monetizing. And from the contacts that I have in this social media realm, even the minuscule number of views and watch hours that this channel might get, which I think are don't get me wrong, I think those are valuable watch hours. Like, those are absolute gold in terms of people learning how to use Terraform, learning how to use Azure. But like, in terms of the grand scheme of things, from a YouTube, revenue share perspective, like, it's nothing to write home about. Maybe it's going to be $100 a month, right? Barely enough to cover my own personal Azure bill. That's another thing. I pay my Azure bill. I'm not using Microsoft companies' subscriptions for this. I'm using my own personal subscription, which I pay Microsoft for. So all of these expenses I cover myself. I'm not here making money. I'm not here to make money. So yes, am I self-promoting my own content? Absolutely. Am I trying to sell you something so that I can make a buck? No. So let's just be real clear on that. Anyways, so here it is. Like, this is like, shortly after, this person posted on that video, they posted an actual top level thread with my name in it on the Terraform subreddit, which I thought was hilarious. I'm like, wow, that person is super triggered. And so here it is. And the first post right off the bat was actually this person right here. They say, the majority of your post history is porn related with no positive contribution to the Terraform community, but you want Mark banned? Drown out his content with your own positive contributions community. And right there, I'm just like, oh my God, how classic is it that this goofball is so triggered by my content that he forgets that he's using Reddit with like some alt account that he uses for porn in order to post this takedown post to ban me from the subreddit. It's like, dang, you cannot make this stuff up. In fact, I almost feel somewhat vindicated that like the person that tried to ban me, doesn't even have like contribution to the subreddit in their history, in a very small way. Now, this is where it gets really sad. Now, whoever deleted this account, they post this. I'm not even going to read it, but obviously it's not this person, right? Obviously, whoever did this is a douchebag, and that's a technical term. They're a douchebag, not because they tried to ban me. They're not a douchebag because they tried to ban me. They're just triggered. Okay, they're just angry. They're just totally screeching right now. But for doing this is they're absolutely a douchebag, because I mean, they're not actually that person, because that if they were that person, they're not going to go dox themselves, right? If they're using their alt. So this is blatant, like them trying to cast shade on a very dominant member of the community, which is bullshit, absolute bullshit. I know this person that they mention here. Great guy. I even met him in person at HashiConf one year, I think 2018. Great guy. Love his content. In fact, he was an inspiration for me to start this channel, because he is kind of a pillar of the community on the AWS side. And when I was first starting this channel, I was like, man, in terms of long-term goals, I'd love to be the Anton of Azure, right? So absolute ridiculous that some person would come on here and throw shade on such a highly respected member of the community. they should be ashamed of themselves. Absolutely ashamed of themselves. Try and ban me, whatever, however you want to deal with your emotions, but you don't go cast shade on somebody once you do a dumb thing like post with your alt account on Reddit. Total asshole. And the response to that stupid post, I think, is accurate there. Anyways, so I just wanted to say thank you to the folks that did support me in this thread. There was a lot of love. I appreciate it. I saw every post, and I upvoted every one. And it nearly brought tears to my eyes, guys. I mean, it was so nice. Just really appreciate it. I am trying to remember my audio issues. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get better. Sometimes I just get really excited about a video idea and I want to ship it, and I forget to flip the audio to stereo. It's just really annoying. But I know for you guys, because I'm like coming in the left ear only or something like that. But I think probably the next most upvoted comment was this one right here. Now, this gentleman has been somebody that I think I've kind of gone a little bit toe-to-toe with on the whole issue of BSL, and we definitely disagree. And sometimes we definitely disagree pretty hard. But I was really impressed with this person for the way they responded here, because they could have absolutely piled on and just gone for the jugular. When this opportunity arose, like with this like rando like jerk, for reasons I've previously mentioned, posted this petition to have me banned. But this person right here, they actually respond with a very constructive post, and I think it's absolutely fair. If the community does feel like I post too much, maybe twice a week's a little much, self promotion a little too much, then absolutely I will follow the rules. I will abide by whatever the community says. And so it does look like there's a lot of support, for this idea. So I think from like going forward, I am going to be pulling back like how often I post my videos to Reddit. Just because I've heard you don't want me to fill up your feed. I'm not trying to fill up your feed. Trying to get my content into the eyeballs of people that might benefit from it. But I understand, and it is a community. This isn't Marktown. This isn't Azure Terraformer Town. I'm not the mayor. I'm part of this community, and I want to be a member of it. So, So going forward, I will be following this person's I think very based recommendation of like maybe once a month. I'll pick a video that I think is like my favorite for the month, and I'll post that to Reddit. And just like he said, I think it'll still get me exposure. It'll still, open some eyes to like what they can do with Azure and Terraform, and hopefully introduce them to my channel. But maybe it won't be as such a like suppressive like blanket over the subreddit. So anyways, I wanted to share that with you. It's just a really dramatic like thing that happened in the Reddit community. I found it pretty hilarious on many levels, and absolutely shocking and tragic with that one jerk that tried to throw Anton under the bus. But I think we all know that wasn't Anton. And to have it kind of end on a very positive note, where the community gets together, puts emotion aside, and uses reason to solve this problem, I think is a perfect example of how these communities should operate. So hats off to those folks that disagree with me on that issue, that absolutely, could have piled on and had me banned, or attempted to have me banned, for coming together and finding a go-forward solution for the community. And my heart goes out to all you guys that supported me on that. There's more to come on the Azure Terraformer. I'm happy to have you guys here. But Now that I'm not going to be posting to Reddit very much, you know what that means. It means you got to smash that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you know when my videos drop. Otherwise, you're not going to know about it. You're going to have to wait for when I drop one in the month, and then you'll probably be playing catch up. So anyways, really, really appreciate your support. It's really been touching, and makes me feel great that I'm helping people out there, and you guys are appreciating the content that I'm sharing with you. So anyways, that's it for me, the Azure Terraformer, signing off.